kailangan magpaalam sa inyo. Tama po, hindi. Is this correct?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
You see, doon po nakakabuso yung ibang tao. Ang tingin na po nila, lowa pa rin, pero mission order na ini-issue ng mga RDO, ng mga RDs po ninyo, without your knowledge. Inabuso po nila. Kaya minsan, 4, 5, 6 kayo, instruction nyo, 2 lang. Sige. Pero when they issue MOs, iba pa ho yun eh. Yun ang nagiging problema, naabuso po ng panahon nyo. Wala po kayong safety net to protect the businesses. Tama naman po, we agree. Kailangan po ng law para makakolekt tayo ng taxes. Unfortunately, paano naman po yung proteksyon ng negosyante from extortion? Wala po silang proteksyon. Kayo po doon sa taas, hindi alam dito sa middle management po, doon nangyayari yung nakawan, Mr. Attorney Lumagi. And let me direct, Mr. Chair, if you would please, direct my question to Secretary Federico. Secretary, in my research po, we found out na 2% lang po ng taxes collected by the BIR ang nag-generate ng LOA. Tama po ba ito? 98% of voluntary po. 98% taxes collected of voluntary po ng mga businesses. Is this correct, Secretary Go?
Mr. Chair, that is correct. Roughly, it's between 2 to 2+%. Of course, it varies from year to year. So perhaps in 1 year, it could be about 2.5%. In 1 year, it could be 2.6%. And yes, Mr. Chair, that is correct, that roughly 98% of the collections are voluntary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Meron bang time na umabot tayo ng 3? Kasi ang alam kong standard, diba, 3 to 5%. Yan ang parang internationally accepted standard. Naka-accomplish ba tayo ng 3% man lang?
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yes, please.
During my time, it's more than 3% our collection. And also, maybe just to put things into perspective, ang collection po ng, dahil maliit lang po, actually, ang primary goal po talaga ng enforcement is to keep everyone in check so that if everybody knows that they're being watched, they will voluntarily comply. That's why tumataas po ang voluntary compliance because of this mechanism. And also, again, to put things into perspective, millions po ang business taxpayers. Million po ang business taxpayers, and then more than that, yung mga registered taxpayers, not just the business taxpayers. And ang nai-issuehan po ng LOA ay less than 1% of registered business taxpayers, which result in more than 3% of the total collections. And kung titingnan pa po natin, ang total, less than 0.20% ang nai-issuehan ng LOA compared with the total registered taxpayers. Again, less than 0.20% ang nai-issuehan ng LOA. Again, if we compare it with the registered business taxpayers, it's less than 1%, which again results into more than 3% collection for the goal, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I direct my question now to the new Commissioner. Commissioner Mendoza, ano ho ang way forward natin dito? Kasi pati po mga small businesses, family-owned eatery, restaurant, family-owned na mga grocery store, pinatos pa rin po. I thought laws are only for major corporations, medium enterprises, family-owned, gas station, eatery, grocery store, family-owned, mula Apari hanggang Davao. Ang dami mo nagre-reklamo sa amin, punong-puno na. Kung magtatayo lang po siguro, 1,000 na rin siguro. I suggest, Secretary Go and yourself, magtayo rin po na isumbong kay Secretary o isumbong kay Commissioner. Mapupuno po yung email. But anyway, pwede bang patigilin ho muna ito? I mean, tinigil lang ho, pero pati mga small businesses, kailangan bang kamaan nito? Small veterinary clinic sa Quezon City, tinamaan. Halos lahat po eh. Hindi lang po malalaki yung saying, Attorney Lumagi, para yung instruction mo mga big businesses talagang to force them. Pero mga family-owned businesses, mga small businesses, dapat hindi na po. Ano ho ang take nyo rito, Commissioner Mendoza?
Yeah. Mr. Chair, Technically ho, legally, wala naman hong limitation as to which type of taxpayers can be subjected to audit. So, regardless whether malaki ka or maliit, if you are perceived to be committing tax evasion or you are not paying the correct taxes, pwede ka po talagang mo-audit. But of course, there has to be prioritization in the conduct of audits, especially considering that we have limited manpower. Moving forward, Mr. Chair, first is there has to be check and balance in the issuance of letters of authority and mission orders. Right now po, when it comes to the issuance of letters of authority by the regional directors, meron po silang absolute authority to issue letters of authority and hindi na po ito umaakyat sa commissioner for approval or prior clearance. So that is one area that we are looking at before the regional directors can issue letters of authority. They would have to clear it first with the deputy commissioner or with the commissioner. Kailangan po mag-submit sila ng justification kung bakit mag-i-issue sila ng letter of authority or why this particular taxpayer should be subjected to audit.
Mr. Chairman, kahit na authorized or hindi authorized, may mga hindi authorized eh, di ba? Okay. Don't you have an investigative arm?
Meron po.
Hindi to investigate not the taxpayers, the RDs. Tama.
Yeah, meron po tayong internal affairs service. It's a unit within the BIR.
Sa katerbang complaint, di ba? So, what has happened to these persons who have been subject of complaint?
Yeah, meron po tayong internal affairs service that conducts investigation of erring BIR personnel. Ongoing naman po ang investigation nila against BIR personnel that were complained for having allegedly committed malfeasance or misfeasance. Moving forward po, dagdag lang. Kasi I have this tell the commissioner at bir.gov.ph. I created this less than 2 weeks ago where they can directly send their complaints and concerns and even suggestions in the conduct of audit. And I have received several emails, more than 100 over in less than 2 weeks. So that is one common concern po. One common concern, and it has been mentioned already, is that they received multiple letters of authority for a particular taxable year. Again po, legally, if it covers, the audit should cover a particular tax type for a particular taxable year. Yun lang naman po ang limitation. And of course, subject to the prescriptive period. You can only audit 3 years, within 3 years from the time the return is filed or from the time the return was actually filed, unless there is fraud, in which case we have a longer prescriptive period of 10 years counted from the time of the discovery of the fraud. Several concerns that we raised before is that the audit na raw po for this particular taxable year and then may panigabago na namang LOA covering the same taxable year and purportedly, apparently covering the same tax type. Pwede pong mangyari ito kung ang subject ng second audit, kung ang ground ng second audit is fraud. In which case, we have a longer prescriptive period and the prescriptive period runs from the time of the discovery of the fraud. But generally po, a particular LOA should only consider a particular tax type for a particular taxable period. Nangyayari po na nagkakaroon ng maraming letters of authority kasi nga po, na-mention ni former Commissioner Jun Lumagi, meron tayong VATAS, audit section that conducts audits once every semester. So sa isang taon may 2 letters of authority na sila natatatanggap. The creation of VATAS is actually a recommendation of the IMF many years ago dahil nakita po nila na meron nga tayong gap sa collection of taxes. Apparently, hindi tayo ganun ka-efficient. So ang sabi ng IMF, why don't you create a special unit that will conduct only an audit of VATAS? Kaya ako nagkaroon tayo ng VATAS. Ang reklamo ng mga taxpayers nga, and we are looking into this, is per semester, nakatanggap ka ng LOA for the first semester, may second semester ka na naman ng LOA, and they are not given enough time to reform. Hopefully, ang pakiusap nga nila, may mga natututunan sila doon sa previous audits, and they will be given enough time to incorporate this for the succeeding period para hindi na sila mo audit. So we're looking at the possibility of totally abolishing the VATAS and have its functions integrated into the regular units like the large taxpayer service. Meron din naman silang VAT unit or the regional directors. So instead of the regional directors doing audit only for other types of taxes except VAT, pwede nating tanggalin na natin yung VATAS at yung regional directors na ho ay mag-conduct ng audit covering all types of taxes, including VAT. May mga nagsasabi po na mas makakabuti ito kasi nga, una, isa na lang ang haharapin nila sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. And secondly, even if these laws cover different types of taxes, interconnected po yung mga dokumento. Kung ano yung voluminous documents na sinabject mo for that particular law covering this type of tax, isasabit mo uli yun dito kasi konektado ho yun eh. Hindi naman magkakaibang dokumento ang isasabit mo dahil lamang iba yung tax type na ino-audit. So that is one, another area po. We intend to revisit whether we will continue having the VATAs or simply abolish this and have this integrated into the regular units. And then another one is abolishing the special task forces and have their functions integrated also into the function of the regular unit so that in a particular taxable year, ideally they should also only be receiving one letter of authority for a particular taxable year. And then number 3 po is the monitoring. That is why I have directed the creation of a portal where I can monitor near time the status of all pending letters of authority. Right after I issue the order directing the suspension of all field audits, my succeeding order is to submit an inventory of all the status of all pending letters of authority. So nagsasabit po ang mga offices natin yun and I have directed the creation of a portal. Well, I can track ano na po ba ang nangyari sa particular law na ito, nasa ang stage na ba siya, magkano ba ang actual na nasingil, because it produces the CCTV effect. If the people on the ground knows that the commissioner or the central office is meticulously monitoring the implementation of law, mas naiiwasan po yung abuse of discretion sa pagkakandak ng audit. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Senator JB. The Chair acknowledges the presence of Senator Bam Aquino. Good morning, sir. Senator JB, by the way, for your information, there are regional directors and RDOs present, ano? So yung mga narrations kanina, kung meron kang specific questions na you want to address to these people, they are here in the session hall. Senator JB?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I'd like to thank our newly installed DOF Secretary and BAR Commissioner for suspending the issuance of LOAs. No? My question to the new BAR Commissioner, now that bago lang po kayo ngayon, pero ano po yung safeguards that you are looking at and reforms that you want to institute so that itong LOA will not be weaponized anymore for extortion and abuse.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yun nga po, after we have issued the directive suspending the issuance of letters of authority and mission orders and the conduct of and the continuation of pending field audits, we have directed the creation of a technical working group composed of senior officials of the Bureau of Internal Revenue to look at the existing processes and protocols and come up with more streamlined, predictable, and transparent system for the conduct of field audits. We have also directed directed all units, concerned units of the Bureau of Internal Revenue to submit an inventory of all pending letters of authority. So we will know where exactly these letters of authority are now and what their respective status are. As I have mentioned po a while ago, one area of reform that we are looking at is there has to be check and balance in the issuance of letters of authority. Yun nga po, right now, the regional directors have the absolute discretion to issue letters of authority. Absolute discretion in the sense that it is no longer subject to the approval of the commissioner. So moving forward, what I intend to do is before they can recommend the issuance of a letter of authority, but has to be cleared first by the office of the commissioner or by the deputy commissioner. They should provide justification on why they want to audit this particular taxpayer, what are the initial findings, and what is the basis legally and factually for the issuance of the letter of authority. And secondly, to, as much as possible, limit the number of letters of authority that are being received by our taxpayers. Not that we will no longer audit them for this particular type of tax, but to integrate it with the regular units of the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So kaya nga po, ngayon po kasi marami silang natatanggap na letters of authority because marami po tayong units na nakakapag-issue ng letters of authority. May VATAS tayo, meron pa tayong regional offices that can issue all other internal revenue